This story will likely pique the interest of climate change activists and innovators across the African continent. The Earthshot Prize has begun its search for breakthrough solutions to repair and regenerate the planet. And Tokozo, what could one possibly do with a cool 20 million rand?
Good afternoon, Hugo. Well, I certainly could think of a couple of things that I can do with 20 million rand. But that 20 million rand is what climate change activists and innovators stand to win as part of the Earthshot Prize. And it certainly could go a long way in making a difference on the continent. The Global Environment Prize, launched in 2021, is geared towards discovering, accelerating, and scaling groundbreaking solutions to repair the planet. And for more details, we are now joined by Clayton Cohen, who is the Senior Manager for Reputation at Multi Group. Clayton, thank you so much for your time. Now, obviously, 20 million rand is a big number. Climate change is a huge risk globally, according to the WEF reports. Why did you feel it important as Multichoice to be part of tackling this issue on the continent?
Thank you for having me, Ntokozo. So earlier in your previous segment, you did touch on climate change and the impact that it has at a global level. We at Multichoice have been cognizant of the impact that it has across communities across Africa. And the fact that we operate in over 50 markets in Africa, we found it prudent that we have to take a stand. We have to, put a spotlight on climate change, as it has a significant impact on the communities and corporations and organizations, that really want to enrich lives, and that is our, Martin, in terms of our business and the strategy that we want to implement in terms of the partnership and relationship we have with the Earthshot Prize.
And does the 20 million, is it just cold hard cash, or do you also hold the innovators or the entrepreneurs or startup or whoever might be in that space that wins that prize? Do you hold their hand in terms of ensuring that they network with, industry players or industry experts to really be able to scale their business more than just the capital that they receive?
Well, what is amazing as, the kind of prize that is forwarded to the winner of the Earthshot Prize is that 20 million rand or £1 million. That is a kind of incentive that is, presented at a global level, and we are then able to support post the issuing of that amount of 20 million by giving them the kind of education and information and expertise that they need in terms of developing their businesses, scaling, accelerating, to ensure that they can provide the solutions and improve the solutions that they're providing to the continent and to the globe. And us as Global Alliance members are really careful to ensure that we set them up for success, and that means that it's not just the capital that they is kind of inputted into their business, but also the kind of knowledge that they require to be able to develop a system and an ecosystem and environment that supports the communities they operate in, but also, they can touch and leverage off the Global Alliance group and community that can really support them in different aspects of the business where required.
Now, part of the Africa Rising story, Clayton, has been having Africa-driven solutions for Africa by Africans. Is that part of the reason that you really kind of pointing at African innovators and activists within climate change being the ones to come up with those solutions? Were you particular about that?
Yes, very much so. In the 2021 Earthshot Prize Awards, there were actually 3 African finalists that made it all the way to the 2021 awards. And this year in particular, we have a winner of the Earthshot Prize Awards for 2022, Charlotte Magai out of Kenya from Ukuru Stoves. And they actually focus on providing cleaner cooking solutions to reduce air pollution in terms of home cooking. And our kind of emphasis is around creating that awareness and support and really driving engagement and giving opportunities to communities and individuals and organizations to be a part of this global initiative to repair and regenerate our planet by 2030.
Now, those are the kind of entrepreneurs that I like to talk to. So hopefully one of these days I will get to chat to them. And just as a final question, Clayton, I'm sure those that are watching, that are in the space and are those activists and those innovators are wondering, when does submission start? What documents do they need to submit? And just kind of how things will work for them to make sure that they do put themselves in the running.
So we've been a Global Alliance member since 2021, and we have been kind of driving the awareness over the last year. I'm happy to announce that this year the Earthshot Prize has made us an official nominator of the Earthshot Prize. It's a very prestigious honor that's only afforded to a select group of Global Alliance members, and in that we have put together a nomination process where organizations, businesses, individuals, communities across Africa can actually nominate people to enter on multichoice.com/Earthshot, and they are able then to submit their portfolios and business ideas and solutions, and an internal MultiChoice panel will review those submissions and then submit them to the Earthshot Prize. We'll then continue towards the 2023 awards, where finalists will be announced. We are pushing and driving to get more African finalists into this year's awards, and hopefully more winners, but really supporting the innovators within Africa to supply solutions for Africa, and I think that's going to be quite exciting.
Cohen, thank you so much. And I hope, obviously, the innovators and activists in the climate change space heard those details and will be submitting. Of course, that was Clayton Cohen, who is the Senior Manager for Reputation at MultiChoice.